Hi, so this is just a quick video to show what we're starting to do now with Tableau and aggregate data, not just from SAMUS, but from the Department of Juvenile Justice, from the census tract information we have access to from our school system. Here we have our first risk index, as we call it, through Tableau. It gives us a breakdown of the city of Jacksonville based on council districts and census tracts. So here I'm seeing a rollover for every district, and I can get information, the census tract, and so on and so forth, and an average risk index of that particular census tract. Uh, you notice that our average risk index starts at 50%, 204,547 youth in the city, and a breakdown by the various age brackets. Then we have metrics that we'll look at for each of our council districts. Those include health, early learning, education, financial stability, family environment, neighborhood safety. And so let me show, switching to one of our higher risk districts, District 7, has an average risk index at 71%. There's 20,812 students. And you see the graphical representation. The larger the gray area, the greater the risk. I can go over here and see specific data for each census tract. Interestingly, we have the metrics that are shown here. Up here we have drill down information. So for health, I can see food desert information, a percent of youth with insurance coverage, and so forth. For early learning, percent of youth enrolled in early learning programs or average kindergarten readiness, number of VPK facilities in all of the neighborhoods within that district. Education data from our school system and so forth. Financial stability from the census tracts, family environment, percent of adults without high school diploma, and so on. And then we have the neighborhood safety, the Department of Juvenile Justice, number of crimes in that district for the period in question, DJJ touches, juvenile felonies, and so forth. So pretty interesting aggregate data. Our dashboard also allows us to have an asset map. Here we are at District 7. And it gives us a breakdown summary, number of youth again, percent in poverty, 28.7% are in poverty in this district. Our risk index is at 71. So the idea being, conceptually, we can go to funders, the city council, and say, this district has such a high risk for youth that we really need to put more funding in here. And here we have some old funding data from 16-17 for display purposes. Funding percent versus the rest of the county. Number of KHA sites, 68. We don't have that many after-school programs, but that's including nutrition sites and so forth. So we can show all our sites as such. We can hover over them. And later on, we're going to see even more data here as kind of a snapshot for each program year to date. Here we have a bar graph for out of school time, the number of Kids Hope Alliance funding dollars versus the gray area, which is the countywide total for that essential services category. And we have out of school preteen, special needs, and so forth. And then finally, a risk breakdown by districts that shows, again, a quick visual of where in the city we're looking at and what the overall risk rating is for deciding on funding discussions and so forth. So that is our risk index. Questions are, can we do some or any of this in SAMUS? Can we collect more data and store it in SAMUS from these aggregate data sources or that could be moved over to Tableau? Can we have an API that connects SAMUS with Tableau? And again, what can we do any of this in SAMUS itself? So that's our question. So thank you.